Good morning. How's everybody? I really apologize for the no video yesterday, but I started out with good intentions. I had to get up early. I took my um, took Lucy for a walk. My brother-in-law was staying at the house with his wife, and they left for the hospital. He had some very serious surgery yesterday, which he survived fine. Thank you. Um, and then we went to doctor's appointments. One was about an hour away in Medellin. It was 45 minutes away in Medellin. And when we finally got to see the doctor an hour and something later than the appointment was, the systems kept collapsing, the computers and whatnot. They couldn't do much. So that took a good deal of time. Then we came back to Bayo. We had lunch, which it was my wife's birthday, and it was sort of supposed to be a special lunch. She was a little mad at me, saying I never wished her a happy birthday, and I did, but I guess, I just didn't do it right. But sometimes that happens. And anyhow, we finally get in to see the doctor there, late again. We find out that there's problems there. She had to change offices because her computer broke. It was an older unit. She's in a brand new unit with a brand new computer, and the power goes out, keeps going out. And she loses everything she puts in. She has to put it back in, and we're sitting there. So finally, we got home. It was around 7 o'clock. So I just never was home long enough to do a video, and I apologize for that. And it's a good thing too, because after reading some of the comments that Trump made, and I should have known this was coming because this is what he does on Memorial Day. He's just the scum of the earth. He's jealous because his soldiers get more respect than he did, and he doesn't think they should because he didn't go. He was the smart one. Uh, Let me tell you something. I was about 2 days from being drafted and everything like that, and I went down and joined the National Guard. Reason was very simple. I had read just about everything there was to read about the Vietnam War from experts in guerrilla warfare and whatnot. I'm one of those weird people that does that stuff. And I wasn't afraid of going, but what I read said that we couldn't win this war. And then kept reading, and stuff I was reading was saying, and I realized wasn't a war about democracy. This was basically a war of making rich people richer. I mean, I know soldiers that went over there and came back, with hundreds of thousands of dollars from selling dope. It wasn't a nice war. It was a war without definition, and I didn't want any part of it. I mean, if I got sent there from the National Guard, and if I'd been in the National Guard another year, I probably would have ended up over there. But I was discharged after 6, so it's wasn't I didn't run from anything. I just didn't support the war. But I didn't protest. I talked to protesters. They were friends of mine. I talked to guys that came back all the time. I hung out with them. Strange guys come back. Let me tell you something. More than one guy, black or white, you tell me stories about sleeping with guns under their pillows. There's a lot of racial bullshit that went down over there that had no right to do. It wasn't cool. The same thing happened way back in the beginning, before the Civil War, when we were fighting the Indian Wars. The same thing. The soldiers, they I don't know. If a guy's willing to fight for his country, why the hell do you care what color he is? It's not important. Well, so that's, a good thing I wasn't around yesterday, probably, for that, because that probably would have damaged my computer or something like that. I had enough going on with me. Anyhow, uh, continuing along, he's sitting around waiting for the verdict now, and that's going to be a very interesting situation if it comes back guilty. and if you're sentenced to jail. That will be that would be really strange, you know. I don't think they can tell him he can't run for office or something like that. You know that he can't make political speeches, but it's gonna just put everything in perspective, you know. Because I've always said all politicians are crooks to some degree. Rich people, the same thing. They're all crooks to a certain degree. They didn't get where they were being honest 100%. So, you know, we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting day, you know. Trump's a wild man. He says stuff that, you know, he incites violence all the time because he thinks that's what's going to keep him in office, you know. And maybe he'll get elected again, and maybe he won't. You know, a lot of things are going to happen in the next year. Uh, things are things are going a little wacky down where I live, you know, just as well. So I don't know. I honestly don't know, you know. But I just think that I can't understand Latinos and blacks supporting Trump unless they've got money. If they've got money, they're going to support him because he'll keep their money. You know, he'll use them, and you know, they could possibly get jobs and whatnot within government because they have money. Money that he wants to steal from him the first chance he gets. That's just the way it is, you know. Trump is just pathetic, you know. Uh, Nobody has it. By the way, nobody has X-rays of his bone of it that they can prove definitively where of his feet with bone spurs. You know, he's just a coward, and that's most of the people that were rich got. You know, they managed to buy their sons out of that war. Uh, Kennedy was in World War II, which was somewhat of a different war. We had a specific enemy, and it was somebody we wanted to defeat, and we did. And John F. Kennedy was a hero, no doubt about that. They didn't make that up because he was rich. The guy was just a normal guy, you know. He paid for that with pain in his back for the rest of his life. Uh, he didn't want the Vietnam War. You know, he wanted that. He was willing to do what he could to end that war, and that might have been what got him killed. I don't know. People say yes. People say a lot of things. You know, because people were getting rich off that war. All right, rich people get rich off wars. John D. Rockefeller, a name if you go to New York, you know, because this Rockefeller Center is named after him and everything like that. You can probably look around and see the family governor. The old man's son was a governor of New York, I think. And, no, I think he was the governor of New York. I mean, he was a New Yorker. But if you look deeply into the old man, you'll find out the old man was selling weapons to Germany at the beginning of the war. Before America, now granted, before America got involved, but he completed those contracts after America declared war. Okay, so technically he was a traitor, but they didn't do anything to him for it, you know. It's just money talks, bullshit, walk steal, you know. And he was well connected within the Republican Party at the time. I think the Republican Party had that much power back then because you're talking Kennedy and the Democrats back then. What else? What's going on? I can't really find it. I'm going to go just make a quick check here to see if there's any thing new on the deliberations, if they've asked for any documents, or if they decided they want. They usually don't come back with a verdict before lunch. It's actually 1 o'clock up there now. I'm sorry, but they'll be coming back from lunch, I guess. I have seen that before. They want to have that free lunch, you know. And Trump has been unintentionally revealing his low opinion of black people. I don't think it's unintentional. I think he wants to. I don't think he likes them. You know, I honestly don't think he likes too many people, you know. He's going after just about everybody. Sooner or later, you have to understand he's going to throw you under a bus or a taxi cab or whatever, you know. And that's, you know. And there's just another article here says that the odds are still stacked in Trump's favor, even though multiple indictments. And let's see what this says here. The jury has options. Straight guilty verdict, a mixed verdict. What's a mixed verdict? I don't understand that. Let me see what it says. That Trump will be acquitted on an individual count of the 34 if all 12 jurors, yeah, okay. Hung jury, straight acquittal. Those are the options, folks. I'm gonna go for hung jury. Yeah. I think a lot of people are afraid. And you don't blame these people for being afraid. But Trump is going to tear everything apart. If he's elected president, he's going to gut the Justice Department, probably do away with the FBI, or use him as you'll have something similar to a KGB probably. Biden administration says that the deadly attacks in Rafah doesn't cross its red line. Well, cross my red line. I'm sorry. And they're saying Krepp's reversal of his crypto opinion is desperation, hypocrisy. That's his whole life right now, is desperation and hypocrisy. And when he gets to be president, it's not going to change. You know, he's going to, because they're still going to go after him. I don't think it would be, to be quite honest with you, once he starts doing the stuff he says he's going to do, which he will probably the first or second day, it's not going to be safe for him to walk outside, you know. Because if his people, you know, they claim his people have all these weapons and stacked up, you know, guns and all this stuff. Trust me, folks. You know, the people that don't like him have the same guns and weapons. It could get really, really nasty. So I'm just going down the line at some of the headlines and whatnot that are around here. And this is on MSV. Still, I can't find anything live. They can't come back with a decision right away. I mean, like I said, they go to lunch, and if they can get a dinner out of it, they're living free. You know, they're gonna spend our money, and I don't blame them. You know, it's kind of a listen. They're in deep shit. You know, they're gonna get criticized no matter what the decision is. I don't know whether their names, I think their names become public at the end of the trial. I'm not sure. In which case, you know, and they could be interviewed and they could say whatever they want to after the trial. So can Trump, because his gag order expires once the jury decision is made, I believe. Although he's acting as if it expired already. He's going around saying everything, doing everything, you know, telling everybody what's going on. Anyhow, I don't know what else to say to you. He is, he is such a, well, look, if there's a decision reached, I'll be back later on. If not, you guys take care. I have, going back, I have to have some x-rays taken tomorrow on my hips because I have so much arthritism going on down there. So I don't know what time I'll be back, but I know that there will be no video tomorrow morning. All right. So if there is a video tomorrow, it will be in the afternoon, unless I can figure out a way how to do it from my phone. Okay. Have a great day.